Nothing is louder than the silence that happens when God is trying to heal you. He won't let you run to all the people or places that you've been demanding save you. He is asking you to look at your patterns and replace unhealthy roots with truth. He needs you to be still until you remember that He alone is what you really need. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Grab your gloves because we're about to pour some magic. My name is Tammy, and I'm so glad you joined the cast with me today. Let's get started. Today is Coasting Through the Week Coaster Wednesday. And that is a collaboration between myself and several other artists. If you have a YouTube channel and you like creating things in coaster molds, why don't you join us? You can reach out to anyone that's in the playlist and they can guide you or get you in there. Whichever will make sure you get in there, my friend. You can create anything you'd like in a coaster mold. You can title it any way you like. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun, and it's a really good group of people. We have a blast. Everyone's respectful. And yeah, we just have a really good time. So if you have a YouTube channel, reach out to us and join Coasting Through the Week. I'm going to be creating in these coasters right here. I've never used these coasters before, but I like them because it has that lip on the side, or edge, whatever you call it, like a normal coaster that catches the condensation in the middle. You know what I mean? They make these coasters nowadays that's just flat on the top. And that, I don't understand that. Is that just for looks? Because it sure isn't going to catch your condensation. I just don't understand that concept. But maybe it's just not for me and it's for someone else. And that's okay. I have two here because I have never made myself any coasters. And I thought, now's the time to do that. So this is just going to be samples of if I want it or not. You know, the colors. I have different colors over here. So, and we're going to do something really neat in these coasters. And I'm going to show you how I created what I'm going to use in these coasters. Are you ready? Let's go. I purchased these molds. I don't remember if I got them off of Etsy or if I got them off of Amazon. But I'll find that and I'll let you know. It'll be in my description box in case you would like to go purchase them yourself. I thought these were really neat. They're quirky looking and they're I don't know. I just really, really love them. I think they're so stinking cute. But they're little alphabet letters, you know, maybe for keychains or something. And they're shakers. Yes, they're shakers. And y'all know me. I love shakers. So I purchased this. Now, this isn't all of the alphabet. The rest of them are in this bag right here. I have them separated because these are the ones I've already poured. Okay, and let me show you what I mean. So I poured these in clear resin. I popped them out, demolded them, and then I poured silicone inside of them. Okay, so now we pull this out, and we've got a little W silicone inlay. And I know they look a little quirky, but I like them. I think they're really cute. And they probably won't be for everyone, you know, because everything isn't for everyone. But I'm hoping that someone will think they're cute like I do. So here's the W, you know, and there's some of them look really odd though, like the H. You know, this one right here looks kind of odd, but it's cute. It's quirky and it's cute. And it definitely works for me. I don't know about you, but it does for me. Like I said, I think these are very, very neat. I'm trying to get my little finger in there. There we go. I'll show you what I mean. See, the H looks like half of it's gone. But it's just because the top of it looks like little mountains. You know? But really, the W is the only one I've seen that really looked the oddest out of all of them. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure that was the only one I've seen that was the oddest, like half of the letters gone. But like I said, I still think it's really cute. So what we're going to do is, and I'm going to have these as kits. Like if you want to purchase a set of these from me, you can. That's the G. Isn't that cute? But I'll sell them in sets, like however many coasters you have. 4, 6, 8, however many you need. Or you can go out and you can do this yourself. That's why I show you all everything that I do, step by step, how I do it. Because what's my motto? I believe you should make it if you don't want to buy it. Yes, I truly believe that. If you want to make it, go for it. You do it. But if you don't and you want to buy it, then I will make it for you. Okay? So now my last name starts with a B. So I'm going to be using the B. Now I've already made one, and it's right here for the video. So we'll go ahead and get this one out, and now we'll have 2 for our coasters. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned this a while ago when I said half of them's in the bag and half are here, because these are the ones I've already poured, and I haven't done these. So I definitely want to keep them separated so I know which ones I've done and which ones I haven't. And I don't have to sit there and figure it out. Okay, on the little casting here, it has this little ditch, if you will. See it right there? And it come out in our silicone piece. So I'm just going to snip that off because we don't need that little nib on there. And I've already taken it off of that one. But all that is so you can take your liquid, if you wanted to do a liquid filled shaker, and you squeeze your liquid in there and then seal that up. That's what that is there for. I don't know how much resin we're going to need, so I'm just going to start off with 4 ounces. And that's what I've mixed up here. I'm using the Bond Crafter epoxy resin. It's a 1-to-1. So I'm going to spritz some alcohol into my mold here. I'm using 99% isopropyl alcohol. I just get the gallon-sized jugs off of Amazon. I used to get them at my local Sam's Club, but they quit carrying them. So I've been getting them off of Amazon. But you can also use, 91% isopropyl alcohol. That works as well. We're going to go ahead and just drop in our resin into our coaster here. I'm going to stop right quick and make sure I don't have any bubbles around the edges. We're not quite filled up, so I'm going to go ahead and pour some more. I'm going to stop right there. I see a few bubbles on there. Oops, was supposed to put that in there. Ruh-roh. Let's just go ahead and put it down in there. No big deal. We need some more resin in there to fill it up, though. I could have swore it was going to go over that inlay, the resin. So let's keep pouring. Much better. Now it's over the inlay. That's what I want. All right, so we're just gonna spritz some alcohol on this coaster. Put our little inlay in there. And go ahead and pour in this one. I'm just going to pour the rest that I have in here. Of course, we're going to have to mix up a little bit more. Okay, just going to get those bubbles from around it. And then I'm going to go mix up some more resin. And we'll work on this one. Because this one's going to be done a little bit different than this one. Okay, I'm going to run my heat gun through here and pop any of those surface bubbles right quick. Spritz some alcohol on both of them. I'm not going to run any heat over this one because this one's got a lot more resin in it and I don't want it curing fast on me and not giving the bubbles that are in there a chance to rise and come on to the top where we can take care of them there. All right, so let's go ahead and drop our inks in this one. I'm using Peacock, Lagoon, Deep Sea, and Silver Mine. All of them are blues, and I hope they're going to look beautiful together. And this is Lagoon. That was Peacock. This is Deep Sea. And this is Silver Mine. And this is a metallic. So it settles down at the bottom. Can you see how it's settled down there? So it has a little ball inside there that rattles. You hear it? And it will get all of that off the bottom. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to give it a chance to get back down the tube so it doesn't go everywhere when I open it. And then we're just going to put four drops. I picked out Snowflake for our white. They also have a little ball in them because they're very pigmented and it settles at the bottom. Okay, we're going to go ahead and... Wait a minute. I see a little tiny bubble. So I'm just going to nudge it and bring it to the top. Make sure I don't see any more. Okay. Let's go ahead and drop our white. I've seen a little bubble hiding underneath that lip there. Hopefully there's not any more. Okay, I'm gonna put drop there, one there. These are big coasters, so we'll do 4 drops in them. There we go. Now we're going to leave that alone for 45 minutes. And then we'll come back and do our wispy woos in it. Okay, I've got some more resin here. Now I've never tried this before on this coaster. This is total experiment to see what happens and if I like it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put some more resin in here. We're not filling this one up yet though. All right, I'm going to stop right there. And then I'm going to get a cup. And I'm going to put about that much resin in the cup. Not a lot. Probably got too much in there. Okay, we're going to take our Galaxy Matio Chameleon Mica Powder. And I'm going to put some in this cup right here. I'm just going to get me a nice hefty scoop of it. And we're going to get that stirred up really good. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Look at how pretty that is. Oh, it's so pretty, so pretty. I'm making sure I stir the sides of my cup really good and the bottom of my cup really good. Now we're going to get a piping bag and we're going to put this in the piping bag. And I usually like to start piping when my temperature gets to 39 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'll keep checking it. We're at 90 degrees right now. So with the leftover resin, I'm going to make this beautiful piece right here for someone. And it says inside the cross, blessed. And this sets up like that. And it's really super cute. So we're going to highlight the blessed using Super Sparkle Gold from Laura's Art Corner. This is a reflection glitter. And it's my favorite collection out of her glitters in her shop. She has a bunch of beautiful glitters. I mean, a bunch. So go check her out. And if you haven't tried these reflection glitters yet, go get you one. Snag you one and try it. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. And I have a discount code for you too to save you some money while you're there. I will throw it up above and you'll find her link down below. How beautiful that is. So pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and check the temperature of this right quick before we start. We're at 91.5. So let's leave it be. We're not going to do anything with it. Let's go ahead and drop in this gold into our crosshair. Okay, I've finished it. So now I'm just going to tidy it up a bit using these little sponges. So I'm just going to go in there and just clean it up. And I have a little bit left. I don't want to waste that because it's beautiful glitter and resin. So I'm going to drop in my words in this mold as well using that glitter. Got this cleaned up, all nice and neat, ready to go. We'll do a second pour on that. And then I've got this all ready to go. So now we need to do our wispy woos in this coaster because it has now been 45 minutes later. But this is not ready for our next step. It's reading 93.3. So it's going up, but rather slowly. All right, let's go ahead and do our wispy woos in here and set this one to the side and it'll be done. So I'm just going to reach and get me a little napkin here, paper towel, get it wet with some alcohol, and then we're going to go ahead and move through here. I need to stay away from that inlay that's in there. So I'm finished. I'm not going to do anything more in there. And that will make some bubbles come to the surface. And we just need to watch out for those and pop them when they make their way to the top. So I'm just going to set it to the side, and in about 15 minutes I'll check it. And then pop the bubbles. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's some bubbles already coming to the surface. Can you see them? Right here. Here, here, here. Okay, I will meet you back when it's time to pipe this coaster. See you later. Okay, we are at 94. So I'm going to go ahead and go with that. I usually go to 97, but we're just going to go with that. Alright, I'm going to snip off the tip here of my piping bag. And then we're going to stay away from that center there. And I'm just going to go around that. I need a little bit bigger hole in my bag. There we go. Alright, much better. Mucho better. And I'm just going around and around, around and around. Whoops, I went out too far on that one. Oh well, it doesn't matter. This part is not going to matter if you stay straight or zigzag. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to do one more line through here. There we go. And now we're going to take the tip of this and we're going to make like a clock. And then we're going to go out. And I'll talk you through it as we go, in case you don't know what I mean. Okay, we're going to start. Let's start right here. And I'm just going to drag that inward. Just like so. And I'm just staying right on the top where that's at. Where the chameleon powder's at. Okay, that looks good. So now we're going to go outward in between each of those petals that we made. Now let me show you what I mean. We're going to come from in and we're going to go out, just like that, in between each of those petals that we just made. Okay, that looks good. So now we're going to leave that alone, and in about 2 hours we will go in with our last pour and top this mold off. And if anyone's seen this done this way, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. I've never seen it done before using chameleon powder. So let me know. See you later. Now we need to do our last pour on this coaster. So I've got my resin mixed up right here, my Bond Crafter epoxy resin. And I mixed up 40 mils, but I split it. There's probably 20 mils in here and 20 in here. I'm going to use that for something else. And let's get our Tea Expert epoxy pigment paste in jet black. And I'm going to put a little bit on my stick here. And then let's go ahead and stir that up. And then I'm just going to switch, well, I'm not going to switch sticks. Let me just clean that off. And now I'm going to finish stirring it. I want to get that, make sure I have all that pigment paste off of my stick so it doesn't leave streaks in my resin not being stirred up good enough. I'm making sure I get the walls of my cup really good and the bottom really good. Okay, now we're going to take this alcohol here and I'm going to spritz some in the mold. And now we're going to go ahead and get this mold topped off. Alright, we need a little bit more, which I kind of figured that. Yep, I think we're going to use all of this. Well, probably not all of it. But we have to get that bead covered up for sure. So it may use all of this. Yep. It's going to take all of it. All right, used all that resin. All right, I'm going to take my heat gun, move it around, pop those surface bubbles. All right. I will meet you all back for demold. Let's spritz a little alcohol on there. And I will see you later. Let me show y'all these beautiful inlays that I've been working on. Now this one is a sailboat. See there? But I made it 2 ways because I wasn't sure which way I liked it best. And I think I might just keep the 2 different ways that I have. This captured everything in the sailboat. And this one I left areas out because I thought if you put a blue ocean in the background, you would pick up the water and everything behind the sailboat. And that would be beautiful. But this one's a little flimsy, you know. I'd have to be really careful with it. Because if I don't, then it would break. That's the only problem. It's really thin in areas through here. But if I'm careful with it, I won't break it. And then I have this one where it's not flimsy at all. It's completely intact, super strong. So I can use it 2 different ways. Who else loves this inlay? I think it's beautiful. And I'm going to add some to my shop. So anyone that wants to grab one, you'll be able to. I'm just trying to figure out some ways to set my shop up. I'm trying to go with bundling things because it'll save money, you know, for those that like to save money. And then I made this beautiful angel inlay. And with this one, I'm going to make a bunch of other ones. And I don't know if it will be best to cut her out or leave her in that star. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Would you cut her out or leave her in that star? I think leaving her in the star is probably the best option. She's beautiful, isn't she? So cute. And we'll use these soon in a video. I'm going to pick out some trays and different things that we can use these in to kind of give you a little bit of inspiration of how you can use them. Now let me show you my favorite inlay that I've made by far. This one is so beautiful and I'm so excited about it. And I can't wait to lay it in a tray and make something beautiful with it. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Here it is. It's the 10 Commandments. And it's got beautiful grapes and leaves up top here. Can you see it? Yes, it's the 10 Commandments. And it's absolutely stunning. I love it. Love, 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 love it. So yeah, we're going to find something to put this in and create a beautiful piece with it. And anyone wanting the inlay, you will find it in my shop once I get everything sorted and figure out how I'm going to list some of the things in my shop. But this wouldn't be included in that. So you'll find this one right here in there pretty soon. It's just the smaller ones that I'm trying to figure out a way to bundle them and save. help my friends save some money while they're shopping in my shop. All right, are y'all ready to demold our pieces? Oh, let's see how they turned out. I don't know which way I want to go, so let's see. Now, when I make my coasters, I'm going to probably put something on the edges on this one, but I just done it clear so we could have a look-see at it with these colors that I used, because I have like a beach theme in my living room, and it's lots of blues and gray, and I think there's a little bit of yellow in there too. Oh, that's so cute. Would you look at that? I'm glad I didn't put anything on the edges, because how the coaster is shaped, you see the blue through it as well. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. So pretty. Look at the silver that we got. And the blue, it looks like I put blue alcohol ink in the edges, and I didn't. They are absolutely clear. See? Okay, let's get our inlay out of there. Find me an edge where I can reach in there and grab it. Okay. I don't want to break it, so make sure I get all that resin away from it. That cured on top of it. It's just a little small film. It's nothing major. Real easy. Easy peasy to get out of there. And it's a nice little chunky inlay, so it's not going to damage it. But you do need to take care of your inlays the same way you do your molds. So after every 3 or 4 uses with your inlays, I would go ahead and condition them with some of your silicone oil. Okay, now I have my bee right there in the center. I'm just not sure what I want to do next with it if I go this way with the coaster. We could fill it with whatever we want. So I'm thinking about some shells. These are shells that I hand-picked myself from all kinds of places, all different beaches from places I've went, because I have a family in Mississippi, Florida, and Virginia. So these are ones that I picked myself. So I don't know if I'll use any of these, but they're going to have to be tiny because we don't have a real big area to work with there. I could take some of my shells here and smash them with a hammer, make them smaller. And then I have the colored little shells here. And we have some that are definitely tiny in here that would work out perfect. So let's put a few in there and just have a look-see at what it's going to look like if we choose to go this way. And then we could throw some of these in there. Let's just put a little bit in there so we can kind of see what's going on. And then I have this cute little mixture here that I got from Hobby Lobby. It's got all kinds of little things, goodies in it. But we could pick out some of the little diamonds and other little pieces in there. Throw a little bit of that in there. And then I've got some mini bead pearls from Laura's Art Corner. And we could chunk some of those in there. I'm not going to do that because it would take me a while to dig them out because they're so tiny. But yeah, we could throw some of those in there. So I think that would be super cute. Seal it with the acetate sheet. And then throw a little dome over it, a little top coat. Seal everything in What do you think? I think that is super cute and so very beachy. I can't get that little piece of resin there. It's getting on my nerves. But that's super cute. Super cute. Okay, let's demold our next coaster and see what it looks like. Put that one to the side. I've never done a coaster like this one before. And what I mean is the way we designed it using the Mateo Chameleon powder. Now, if you don't want to buy those powders in this size because they are pricey, they do have a smaller kit where you get them in a smaller little pod. And you get different colors, a whole big range of colors. And I'll put that in my description box for you in case anyone would like to get the smaller ones. All right, you ready? Oh my goodness, look how beautiful that is. Wow. Oh my goodness, this is so hard to choose from. Which one, my friend, would you choose? These are gorgeous. They're so stinking cute. Now, this one, would you outline it with something, or would you leave it like that? Because the black is also beaming up, making it look like we put black around the edges. Let me know, what would you do with that? And I didn't get the bubbles out because this is beachy theme we're going for. So I left some little bubbles in there because I thought that was super cute. All right, let's get the bee out of there right quick. I'll lift that resin right on off of there. It comes off super easy. There we go. Now we should be able to just reach in there and get that inlay right out. There we go. And then there we have it. Oh my goodness, this is so hard to choose from. I love both of them. I do. Okay, let's put a few things in this one and see what we're looking like. And I'm going to try to get the colors in my living room in there instead of ones that aren't in my living room. If you know what I mean. Okay. Let's get a few more of those little blue ones. There we go. And one more of this little pretty green right there. Love that color. And then let's get a little handful of these. There we go. And then just imagine those little pearls in there. That's just going to top it off. That is so cute. I love, love, love it. And you know what? We put some sand in there as well. Yes, we gotta have sand. So that's going to be so cute. Absolutely cute. Adorable. So let me know which one is your favorite, my friends. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this. And I would love for you to help me choose which style I'm going to go with for my living room. Don't forget to go check out my description box and you'll find a little playlist there with a play button next to it. If you click that, it says Coasting Through the Week. It will open up everyone else's video and you can see how they're coasting through the week. Also, you do not want to miss Friday's video this week. It's amazing. It's a surprise I have been working on in the background for a while now, and I'm ready to share it with you. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be big. It's going to be amazing. And it's about that time, my friends, for a sweet goodbye. And I will see you in the next video. God bless you. Goodbye, my friends.